Welcome to this week's Weekly Forex Forecast for the week ending December 27th, 2024. Today we are talking about the DXY, the Euro, the Pound, and also the Dollar CAD. So we had the DXY pulling back last week, guys, and obviously we had a bearish engulfing candle form here on Friday. However, I was looking at this last week and thinking that, okay, we had a bearish engulfing, we kind of lost this 108 area, but at the same time, when you looked at this on the weekly, the issue here was that if you look at the weekly chart, there really isn't anything bearish about this candle right here. In fact, this was the highest weekly close since all the way back here. You have to zoom all the way back out here to this period back here in late 2022 to find a weekly close this high. So that was the issue there with calling this a bearish engulfing candle on Friday. The other issue there is that it was a Friday, meaning low volume. And also we had a lot of options expiries last week, which is why you saw so much volatility in the stock market as well. So it was really tough to kind of read this. And furthermore, too, guys, you can see that back here we had this area through here, and you can see where this was the low on Friday. So far, guys, I'm not convinced that this right here is a bearish reversal from the DXY. It could play out that way if today were to close below here, right? Then we could see, a slight pullback down here into areas like 107. Just keep in mind, though, obviously, it's a holiday week, which, by the way, guys, happy holidays. Just be really careful this week because it is going to be low volume. And, this week is a great time to spend time with family and just get away from the screens. Don't trade, save your capital for when liquidity returns. But really, for the DXY, what I've said here for the past few months, ever since the reclaim down here at 102.60, I've continued to think that this area up here around 110 would become a magnet for the DXY simply because this was an imbalance here on the weekly chart going all the way back to 2022. And furthermore, you can see this is the top of that channel that we've talked about. So down here, this was the bullish reclaim down here at 102.60. And we've since seen a break above trend lines like this back here that we talked about. So another perfect entry here on the DXY here, the USD. So, really a really nice trend here following the reclaim back here. And again, this area up here continues to be my target for the DXY between 109 to 110, which could even be above 110 if it does test the top of this channel. All right. So that's what I'm looking for, through the end of the year. Can it get there before 2025? We'll have to wait and see. But really over the next few weeks, I would like to see the DXY up here into this area, again, between 109.60 and all the way up here toward about 110.50. This would be the region where I would be looking for a reversal from the DXY as we head into 2025. So next up is the EURUSD, guys, which did bounce from 103.50. So no surprise there, 1.035. This right here, this candle was my target, my end of year target for 2024, which was actually hit back here in November. And you can see where we did get a bounce here last week. So no surprise that this served as support. We know that this is a critical weekly level here for the euro. And we've talked about this, a ton, but you can go all the way back here to 2016, 2017, and you can see that we had the lows back here for the euro. Furthermore, throughout this period, this was a pivot for this market, okay, on the weekly chart. So really critical level here for the euro, right around 103.50. Now, what I've told VIP members, and I continue to think this, which, by the way, guys, if you do want to join us in there, check out the link in the description of this video for 90% off lifetime access. But really for the euro, guys, what I'm looking at here, I would love to see, just like the DXY, we have an imbalance. We do have an imbalance back here on the euro, right? So this right here is a massive imbalance on the weekly chart. And this comes in right here around parity. You can see a huge pivot here for this market right around parity. Okay, 1.0. So what I would love to see is if the euro can get below this area on the weekly. I'm not sure a daily chart or a daily close would do it. I would love to see this get below this on the weekly and then give us that move down here toward parity before we get the bounce in 2025. Okay, that right there, in my opinion, would be ideal, okay, from an entry standpoint, just to kind of clear out all of this back here, retest parity, and then get that bounce. All right, so again, I'm not sure a daily close below 1.035 would do it, but really there's no rush here. We are in a holiday week. And furthermore, too, if you're waiting for a weekly close, there's no reason to FOMO into this, because if you're looking for a weekly close below here and then looking to short against this for a move down here toward this area, that's a lot of room there. That's a lot of room to play with. So there's really no need to FOMO into this. The alternative scenario here is if we do get the USD pulling back and the euro can get back above 1.045, up here on the daily chart, then we could get a move back here toward 106.50, in which case this is just a range play. But again, I would love to see that break on the higher time frames below 1.035, somewhere down here, to open up this area around parity for the balance as we head into 2025. All right, guys, so next up is the pound, which if you saw last week's videos, what we talked about there was this area right around 125.60. So you can see that Friday did move above this area. Again, a lot of volatility on Friday because of all those options expiries that occurred. And you can see where the close, though, here was right around 125.66 or so. So, I mean, really holding below this trend line that we've talked about, right? This is the trend line that we've talked about here on the pound, going all the way back here to the lows. In fact, it extends off of this low from right back here in late 2022. So right now, guys, I mean, the pound is holding below this, and it is marginal, though. I will say that. I mean, you can see where the weekly chart did close kind of right there at the key level. However, we are seeing some bearish follow through so far today. Okay, so if it can hold below this, stay below this area back here, we could see wicks above this, especially this week with low liquidity. But if it can stay below this area, then I do like it down here toward levels like 123.80, potentially down here toward 122. It all just depends, though, on how this lines up with the DXY and that 109 to 110 area. Okay, so like the euro, I would like to see some of these lows back here taken out before we get, potentially a bounce in 2025 with the DXY reversing from that 109 to 110 area. And last up, let's discuss the dollar CAD here, USDCAD. Which you guys know, I mean, if you've watched these videos, this one here has played out really well for us. You can see that going out to the weekly chart, we do have since 2015, there is a massive channel that's developed here. And you can see where the pattern has been just back and forth between this channel ever since 2015, right? So that's why for the past few years, I mean, it's been tough to trade, very tough to trade, because this is 2 years worth of consolidation. But really the play here, the play for the dollar CAD was the weekly break above 138.70. So this is what I've talked about for the past few weeks, and I've been telling VIP members to expect a very aggressive move higher following this break right here, okay? We got the break on the weekly. I said expect a very aggressive move up toward 142.65 and also 146.50, which so far we've had the first target, and the second target looks to be well underway here with the dollar CAD. So right now, as long as the market holds above 142.65, I like this higher up there toward the top of that channel, right around 146.50. The only way that this turns bearish would be if 142.65 is lost. But right now, you can see where we are getting some nice sideways action here from the dollar CAD. I would be careful trying to trade this, though, on the intraday charts, especially this week with the holiday week. But really, again, as long as the market can hold above areas like this down here, then I'm looking at 146.50 to complete this channel that goes back to 2015. And this is another reason, too, why I think that, to start 2025, we could see the USD pullback. And this is one reason why, too, in combination with the DXY up there toward 110, right? So this lines up perfectly. If the DXY does hit 110 in reverse, then we see the dollar CAD come up here, test this level, maybe wick above it, but then ultimately reverse from here. Now, whether this becomes a larger reversal for the USD, we'll have to wait and see. But really, I mean, this is going to be a massive, massive resistance area here for the dollar CAD. But until that time, I do like this market higher, so I do like the idea of looking for buys on pullbacks. Subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. Don't forget to join us in VIP. Claim your 90% off lifetime access. See the link in the description of this video, or if you're on the website, click on that Join VIP link. Trade well out there. Happy holidays, everyone, and I will talk to you again later this week.